Hello dear viewer, I am Solaire, or at least I thrive to be. Today I'd like to talk about the ethics of humor. Humor is such a topic that can be quite complicated. It has many areas, it has many holes if you're gonna make such an argument in all kinds of philosophies, especially when it comes to ethics, because ethics when it comes to humor is quite inconsistent. Now, if you ask, all right, offensive jokes are bad. Offensive jokes are bad. More on bland jokes are all right. It's not quite true. It's not quite accurate because, well, laughter or humor is just basically a chemical reaction inside our heads. So you don't really have any control over it. It's just a chemical reaction, something that's unintentional. So would you be bad? Would you be considered evil or bad if you laughed at a joke, but you didn't mean to laugh at it? Of course not. That's not the thing. The thing is, there is no definitive line in humor. It's more on situational, contextual, depends on the context. It, while intention matters, sensitivity also matters. They matter in all the same, more like equal in some way. So, how do you say a joke is alright or not alright? Well, it really depends on the situation. Like I said earlier, read the room, be a little sensitive, but really, first off, it depends on the sensitivity and the intention. Again, of course, if we're gonna consider both, well, intention is something that we all can agree that is mostly good. However, some people often use humor as a way to insult others. And in some way, insulting isn't really insulting. People would say that insulting the bad sides of humanity, let's say corruption or maybe injustice, can be a good thing. An insult is an insult. An intention is an intention. Now, I might argue that it is alright that they are pushing for to be against such ideas, but it shouldn't be at those kinds of methods. I'm not saying I'm against it. I'm alright with it, but more like it. When considering ethics or morality, it isn't too good. There are other ways to confront it, other than just joking around about it. Yeah, you can do so, but it isn't ethical to just straight up insult it. More like be just objectively true to it. Now that I think about it, what I said was stupid. Alright. I remember having this argument with my friend earlier, talking about jokes. One of the things that I completely disagree with is that everyone that's offended is either a child, or actually no, that's not everything that he said. What he said was, the intention. If you laugh at a joke that was offensive and someone gets mad at you, say sorry. Of course, you should say sorry. Sorry is something that should be common practice by now. But if they hold on to that, he said that guy that didn't accept the sorry would either be a child or a snowflake, which I see what he means, because Yes, it was unintentional. Laughing at jokes is not something that we control. But it's too much to say that they're snowflakes. That is so. That's too much. Of course, they also people. While laughter cannot, we cannot fully control our laughter. We also don't fully control our emotions as well. Not everyone, at least. See what I'm trying to say? If we have the right to, if we can justify that to laugh at certain jokes as something that's unintentional, we should also let others justify being mad, because of course emotions are something that are hard to control. You need some amount of emotional intelligence, and there's a certain amount of there's a certain standard that you have to meet in order to not get affected by it. I remember crying and asking for one person to say sorry to me, even though I know it was a joke, because I genuinely lost hope for love at that time. What I'm trying to say is that intention, sensitivity, they both matter, all, and they're equal in some way. But then again, it's very situational. Depends on the context. How many people are you talking to? Is it merely one? Is it to one person? Maybe an audience, maybe a classroom, maybe a group of 3, maybe. But then there's also the context. What kind of audience are you talking to? Who are you telling these jokes to? Knowing your audience, of course, matters so much. I care about these things. I still don't have a name for them. Humor is very complicated. It's weird. While this topic isn't touched or much too controversial, it definitely does deserve its own shine, because it is something to talk about. It, not saying that as long as it's a topic, it should be talked about. Well, that, now that I think about it, that kind of makes sense. As long as it's a topic, it should be talked about, because talking about something brings light into unknown territory. Alright, enough about reflection. That topic needs more light than it's getting, because of course it's a lot more complicated than surface, than we know at the surface. And that will be the end of the video. Thank you for listening up to this far. Thank you for even clicking this video. And I'm sorry that I'm really trying to rush this video. Someone's sleeping right beside me. Sorry, bro. Bye.